Don't do it. Whatever you do, don't do it. Welcome back to the channel, friends and family. It's Gary, the Card Father. It's a very beautiful day out here in Columbus, Ohio. The store is rocking and rolling. We are kicking and screaming. It's great. We're having a good time, right, Nathan? I like how in one of our other videos, somebody's like, "Who's Nathan?" Nathan is camera shy. So Nathan is like he's like a wild Pokemon. He just appears out of nowhere and then he disappears. You know, if you play Pokemon Go, how they just like disappear. It's like, oh no, that Trico just disappeared. Anyway, that's a ramble. But welcome back to the channel. If you like anything here, please like, comment, and subscribe down below. It's good to see you. Hey, let's chat. Steel prices are going bonkers, right? And so instead of talking about the market or talking about scalpers, of which we aren't, or we're talking about like tariffs, instead of going the whole gambit of all the things that we could talk about today, I thought maybe we would lighten it up a little bit and discuss some things such as why I still believe you should not be opening 151. Okay, so this is probably one of my favorite sets out of Scarlet Violet. Roast me in the comments below. I liked Obsidian Flames. Okay, I actually thought it was really good. There was a lot of good playables in it, and I thought it was a great set, especially with Charizard everywhere. But 151 specifically is definitely nostalgia. Every time we talk to somebody who asks us about 151 and talks to us about why they re-entered it back into the Pokemon scene, this is the set. This is the set that brought them back, right? Black and White was supposed to be doing that for a lot of people. Destined Rivals was supposed to be doing that. Journey Together was supposed to be doing that. But it's really 151 that brought a lot of people back into Pokemon. And there's a reason, and obviously it's just the recreations of all the original 151, and it's got some really great artworks, right? But the crazy thing about this set is that nobody really wanted it right off the bat. Like, I remember there's a lot of it available right off the bat when, it first came out, but then all of a sudden it just took off, and it's been taking off ever since. So, like, for example, I mean, you got Elite Trainer boxes right now that are sitting at $300. $300 for this box, right? You've got the booster bundles are sitting at like $65 to $75 depending on where you're finding them. I mean, Blooming Waters boxes sitting at $130-ish, $135, sometimes $150 depending on where you get to go from. And I wholeheartedly believe that at this point in time, 151, it's just it's less than 3 years old. It's less than 3 years old, and right now it's already hitting astronomical proportions when it comes to value and when it comes to a set. You got to remember, like, if we looked at like Sun and Moon ETBs, or maybe we go back and look at something Sword and Shield, maybe we look at like Lost Origin ETBs, right? Or Fusion Strike ETBs. Those sets are definitely not in print anymore, and they're supposed to age, right? They're supposed to age out. They're not getting reprints. They're supposed to age out. The value's supposed to increase on them over time. We start to see an increase. Everything looks good, right? But never have we had it to where a set like 151 has really gained as much popularity as fast as it did, and has retained its popularity as well as it's retained its value. And so I wholeheartedly believe why you should not be opening 151 anymore. If you find it out in the wild, don't open it. Keep it sealed. Like, put it away. There's no reason to open this set. It is one of those sets that will just continuously get better. The Pokemon Center version of these ETBs, guys, we're sitting at $750 for one of those ETBs. That I've seen sales go all the way to $800 or $900, Nathan, for those ETBs right now, the Pokemon Center ones. So these things are getting crazy. So I want to give you a couple of reasons that I don't think this set will continue to age really, really well. It's the one set that I believe that in 2 years has gained so much popularity and so much value. It's just going to continue to age really, really well. Its potential, this will be one of the first ETBs that we see crack $1,000 in less than 3 years of its age, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is that
as this set does get older, they're not going to print these, so they're going to become even more rare to find. And because it is a specialty set, there was no booster boxes. The only booster bundles that were available, you had the binder collections, you had the Zapdos boxes, you had the Alakazam boxes. I don't think, in the poster collections, I don't think that there's going to be anything like 151 for a long, long time. Now, you have Mega Evolutions coming out. I still don't think, Nathan, I honestly don't believe Mega Evolutions is going to hit the proportions that 151's hit. We talked about Black and White being that. That's not the case, right? Black and White is not the case either. And neither is Destined Rivals. I mean, Pokemon's really hit it this hard this year with kind of like jamming down our throats the nostalgia factor, and we're not seeing that happen. So 151, should not be open anymore. If you find it in the wild, put it aside. Put it in a tub. Put it someplace where it's going to stay safe, and don't open it. This is a long-term hold now. Like, buying these boxes to crack open is not even worth it anymore. You will not get your value back by opening this. Now, the sealed portion of this is way better. That also brings me to an important point, because I also believe that Prismatic is going to do the same thing. We see, we're just about 6 months into the set. We're still seeing it trickle out. Like, we've got a couple of new collection boxes on the way this month and next. We are still seeing booster bundles out in the wild. We're still seeing regular ETBs hit the wild. I really do believe that Prismatic will also be one of those sets. Now, people likened Prismatic to Evolving Skies with the pull rates, and rightly so, because technically, let's just be honest with ourselves, it's basically another Evolving Skies, right? Because it's all EVs and the evolutions. But this is also one of those sets that as soon as it goes out of rotation for print, it's going to be extremely, extremely rare. This is not something that I think that they're going to print to the moon and back again, like they did with like Hidden Fates, for example, or Shining Fates. We did see quite a few reprints in 151, but we're not going to see very much more of that come the recent things. Now, you'll probably see these backstock things that we'll get from like Costco or Sam's Club. You'll see the backstock stuff, right, Nathan? Because like you'll see Blooming Waters will come out, and then there'll be another collection box that has a ton of 151 in it. And just remember, that's not a reprint, okay? Those are just backstocks. That's all they are. That's just packs that we've had in the background. These are products that have been developed for over the last year, 2 years, 3 years possibly. Those are all things that are going to come out. So scooping those things up would be highly, highly, highly intelligent of you to hold for the long term, because those will be considered 151 products, and they will retain their value over a good space of time. Prismatic Evolutions, I think, is also the same case. It is a set that is highly chased after because of the God Packs. There's all these extra features. And this is also things that you probably don't, that you probably already know, right? You don't need me to tell you this. But it's just a good reminder. I don't think people should be opening 151 anymore. And I really don't think people should be opening Prismatic Evolutions anymore. These are things that we should be holding now in the long term. Now, I will say that if you find a couple loose packs in the wild, sure, it's worth it. But if you find sealed product, you need to keep them sealed. Now, let's flip the script a second, Nathan. Things that I think you should be opening. Things that I think would be a decent thing to open right now. I would say Black and White is definitely worth you opening, right? A lot of great IRs in there. Good cards, strong artworks, especially because almost every flipping Pokemon in both sets have an illustration. Pokemon, what were you thinking? Seriously, you're killing us. I do believe Destined Rivals is probably one of those sets that you probably should go ahead and open. Honestly, the problem that I have with Destined Rivals is I wasn't a big fan of Destined Rivals. Still not. I think the Mewtwo, hot take. You zoom in on this one, Nathan. I think the Mewtwo is dumb looking. That's just me. I know. I said it. I think the artwork's stupid. I don't like it. I think Pokemon messed up with this set. I think this should have been an all Rocket set, just like Team Rocket or Team Rocket Returns. I do not think this should have been like a battle partner set or a Journey Together, because that's exactly kind of what this is, right? I don't think it should have been that. I think they should have focused very heavily on dark Pokemon Dark Pokemon would have been like, listen, if they wanted to rival 151 and Prismatic, they should have done Dark Pokemon in the Team Rocket. They really should have in Destined Rivals. Also, like the ETBs are garbage in my opinion. I think they're hot trash. I don't like the design on them. They should have been all black with a red R, plain and simple. I mean, just people would have been throwing people off of roofs to get these ETBs if that was the case, especially Pokemon Center. And the sleeves, and same thing with the dividers. The dividers kind of already are like that. They're black with the red R on it, right, Nathan? Yeah, the dividers are like that. But that's the thing. So I believe you should open this. Crack this open. This is a good set. It's good to open. There's a lot of great playables in here if you're looking for playables, especially if you're running Team Rocket decks. Fantastic. Energy Recycler is one of my favorite cards in here just because of that simple fact. But I think that this is one of those sets that you should be opening. Have a good time. Go for it. Journey Together is another good one that I think should open. Because, I mean, obviously every Pokemon set is a good set. Surging Sparks, when you find it, definitely worth it. Quite frankly, Paradox Rift. Okay, I know. I'm horrible. I'm terrible. Paradox Rift. I know. Trash set. Everybody doesn't like it. Nobody likes it, but Gary. I like Paradox Rift. I thought it was pretty good. Definitely should open some of that. So, especially if you're a player, get your playables through the sets that actually really have really decent track records for having decent cards. Stop opening 151. You're never, be realistic with yourself. You're never going to hit a God pack out of this, okay? Just going to be honest with you. It's like 1 in like 5,000 packs. You're never, it's a rarity, all right? The number of people I've seen who's opened God packs on these is few and far between. Stop opening this stuff. You opening 151, you're basically throwing your money down the drain from later. And I know it's nostalgia. Buy the singles. Please, for God's sakes, buy the singles. All right, that's enough. Join the Discord. Come talk to us. Come say hi. If you're here in Columbus, come visit us at the store. We'd love to see you. And as always, you can do all things through Christ who gives you strength. See you on the next one.